the new Black Wall Street. Do the right, build wealth, build life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. Here's your host.
Hey, Grand Rising to you billionaires. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street, where we're going to present to you guys the Money and Power Show. And what's that all about? It's all about us deciding that we're going to talk about what most people don't want to talk about. That's going to be money, the economy, and power politics as well. What I like to call cash flow and cash rules, right? Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. Well, here's the deal, guys. These taboo topics, I believe we talk about them more, understand them more, we can put ourselves in better financial situations and political situations as well, because we will understand. And the good book says that get wisdom and then get understanding. And we don't get wisdom as it relates to money, nor politics, and therefore we get no understanding, and we're subject to the rules or to the laws or to the unction of other people. And so I've created this show for us to talk about it, right? I began to get wisdom about it, begin to get understanding about it so we can make better decisions as it relates to our life, our community, and our society, okay? So I just want to let you guys know that I am ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. The book that I wrote, guys, is the study of Black wealth. It's a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if, by the way. But if you do, I recommend that you study wealthy paper. Now, you find that book by simply going to the website, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. You can pick up your copy today. It's available in ebook and also audio and soft copy in English, ebook and audio book for my brothers and sisters that speak French. So it's available in multiple languages for our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. Again, you can begin your study with something as simple as a book. And that's where a lot of things actually beginning to decide to read about the things that you don't know. How many guys know that what you don't know about money is actually hurting you? Yeah, what you don't know about money is hurting you. The good book says this. It says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. It didn't say because of what they know, but because of what they don't know. Our people perish. So what you don't know about money, what you don't know about your own body and health, what you don't know is actually hurting you. Well, you can begin to change that and get in the know by picking up a good book to help you to do that. Today's episode is being brought to you by ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace, which specializes in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, and also Black art-inspired gifts. Man, here at ERGJ Black Bazaar, we switch some things around to be able to make sure that we provide for you guys some things that are very beneficial for you. So we are going to, hopefully we get some masks in pretty soon. We got gloves. We'll be adding baby wipes to our site as well. Today, hand sanitizer, all this good stuff, all this goodness is going to be in our personal care section because we want you to take care of your personal. We want you to take care of you, and we want to be able to help you to do that. So go ahead and check us out at www.theblackbazaar.com. That's right, www.theblackbazaar.com. Want you guys to remember this, man, that once you shop Black, you never go back. That's right. Once you shop Black, you never go back, man. And we are super serious about practicing group economics with other Black-owned businesses and selling their stuff and making sure that you know that you can support. You can shop Black, you can buy Black any point in time, okay? Shop Black and buy Black any point in time. Let's see who's here, man. Good evening, good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining. Hopefully you went ahead and hit that like button and share button if you care. We're broadcasting live here across the World Wide Web. We'd love to know where you're connecting from this morning. Go and let us know what city, what state, what country. Rep your city right now, where you're connecting from. We're broadcasting from our studios here in Atlanta, Georgia, Decatur, to be specific, Decatur, where it's greater. And I'd love for you to hit the like button and share button if you care. This is free financial education. That's right, free financial education. So we can't really complain about what someone else isn't doing for us, about, they're not teaching in school and all this stuff, all this hocus pocus stuff that we talk about. When we actually have someone teaching it, all we got to do is show up to class. All we got to do is show up to class. And once we begin to show what we value versus just talking about it, I can guarantee you that things will change. Once we begin to show what we value, right? We actually do show what we value. We value the stuff that's in our community. That's why it's in our community. And so the good stuff, they realize, why would I go down there to that community when they don't like that stuff? So we're not going to take that stuff down there. There's only a small few people who like that stuff. So we're not taking it down there. And that's how economy works. So understanding the economy hopefully gets us to change the way that we operate. And then we can begin to change our very own community. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense, right? What's going on? Miss Vivian Reed is in the house. Good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining Big Sis Media. Thanks so much for joining us. Big Sis, always supporting the show. I appreciate you, man. Good morning to Miss Wanda Hollis. Grand rising to you. Miss Wanda D. Hollis is in the house, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Money and Power Show. Trying to see if we're going to have a guest. I'm not quite sure. But nonetheless, man, I want to let you go know about today's sponsor. I want to definitely pay homage to Natural Skin Treats. We actually appreciate you sponsoring the show. You believing in us. And so we want to let people know about what you do. Okay. This is a Black woman-owned business, Natural Skin Treats. It's a Black woman-owned business. And you can pick up hand sanitizer there, soap, goat's milk soap, bath bombs, a face soap, beard oil, right? Glycerin soap. So you can get some more natural stuff, natural skin care products to pamper your skin. So why don't you go on over there, man? Shop that. No need to go to these other places and finance your very own oppression, where you can actually finance your liberty, right? Naturalskintreats.myshopify.com, naturalskintreats.myshopify.com. Everybody support a Black woman-owned business. Everybody putting console Black Girl Magic. That's right, Black Girl Magic. Man, you can do that at any point in time, okay? So naturalskintreats.myshopify.com. We appreciate your sponsorship here for the show this morning. All right, now we're going to do something a little different today. Because it's Friday, when we're recording this live, it's Friday, and we're going to do an Ask ERGJ section. It's for the people, So if you got questions about something about money, if I can answer it, I will. If I can't, I'll let you know. That's not my forte. Of course, I specialize in investing, but I study money. That's just what I do on a regular basis, and trying to educate other people about what it is that I study. And I hope that as you study, right, you will begin to educate people on what you know. And then that's how the village works. The village should be teaching the village what they know. And if we do that, then everybody will be more knowledgeable, and we won't lack knowledge because the people who know teach. So everyone in the comments below, I'd like for you to share with us something that you know, right, that you should be teaching to the village. What's something that you know, right? You studied it. You become an expert, quote unquote. You've been doing it for so long, you talk in your sleep. What's something that you know you should be teaching to the village? Put that in the comments below. I'd love to know just how talented we are. Representation of all our intellect this morning, all our energy, all our time and effort to become proficient in this thing. What's something that you know you should be teaching to the community? Now, why am I saying it this way? Because here's the deal. As I study money and I talk to people about these things, one of the blessings that you have is your knowledge and experience. And that's something that you actually can monetize. So when we talk about, adding a stream of income, you don't have to go sign up to a network marketing company to do this. You just simply say, hey, here's what's in my house. Here's what I know. And you have to understand that there are other people who want to know what you know, right? That there's a market for what you know. And then you start teaching what you know. And how do my guys know that students pay for class? Everybody put that in comments. So students pay for class. If it wasn't true, then there wouldn't be this thing called student loan debt. Because you know why I got this student loan debt? Because students pay for class. But the fortunate thing is they borrow to pay for class, but they pay for class nonetheless. And then they find themselves paying a whole bunch more later. So if students pay for class, right? And we realize that we're sending our children out to a school that's going to charge them listen, the education, right? You want to talk about a tax? You want to talk about usury? You want to talk about exploitation? That's the education system. All that money to learn? Hell, come on, man. Just think about it for a second. Let's just say you are a person who knows, you know health, you know medicine, you know something like that. You got to send your children to go spend what, $80,000 a year to learn medicine, let's just say, or herbs, right? When they could actually come to you and spend $5,000. But the problem is the people who know won't teach. Nor in order to teach, they won't even set up some type of infrastructure in order to teach. So therefore, we're forced to send our kids to spend money that's over and above the value. Listen, that's way too much, right? Way too much. But we don't talk about that tax. We don't talk about the education tax. No, we don't talk about that. And I'm telling you, how many people have been financially depressed because of the bill that they have for their education, the bill that they have for the higher learning. And it don't matter what you do. Listen, you can be a doctor, engineer, a lawyer. It don't matter. When you look at that bill, you be like, wait a second. Why did that cost so much? And why did I have to take all these classes that were irrelevant to the thing that I wanted to learn in order for me to get this piece of paper that say that I completed something? We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Ain't nobody talking about that tax, though. Yikes. So it's something that you know you should be teaching to the village. See, when I teach people, when I talk to people about how to increase your income, it really starts with you. It starts with what's on the inside. Stop looking on the outside. When God is giving you the power to create wealth, everybody put it down, so I got the power. He's giving you the power to create wealth. He's giving you the power. Power just simply means the ability to create wealth, right? So there's something that you do, something that you know that's better, right? That's more proficient, that's of equivalent value that someone else knows. But see, really what it comes down to is the transfer of that wealth comes down to the person that's going to put in systems and structure in order to then transfer what they know to someone else who's willing to pay for it. This is simple Simon stuff, right? This is simple Simon stuff. It don't take rocket science. I'm telling you, it don't take rocket science. It's not difficult. I mean, it's complex in our mind because we want to make everything's got to be complex to a human. It's got, as you get older, it's to an adult, not to a child. To children, it's simple. To adults who got convoluted minds, who've been programmed, who've been brainwashed, who've been ransacked, it's hard for them to just see the simplicity of life. Wait a second. That's why coaches and mentors and sages and all that stuff are very valuable. Okay? That's why it's very valuable. To help you get unstuck, to help you to think straight, to help cure your stinking thinking. I do this all day long. It's not that difficult. And so when I come across people who are broke, busted, and disgusted, the first thing I'm trying to find, do you have some initiative? Do you really want to get out of your situation, or you want to keep talking about your situation? When I look at all these unemployment rates that are happening right now, I'm like, with all your talent, whether it be your good looks that you sell, whether it be your talent, your experience, whether it be something that you do with your hands, for able-bodied men and women who spent their time using their labor but not using their mind, it's got to be the first travesty I can think about. These are able. This is not disabled. They're not, they're able-bodied men and women who simply don't use this. All they know is how to use this. Well, that reminds me of Friday, right? He said, John Witherspoon. Oh boy, John Witherspoon. I really should be teaching people how to build an online presence through design Come on, big sis. Come on, man. Listen. Here's the thing. I can't do it all. I push. I try to get y'all to step out. I be like, come on, man. Where's Lisa Santiago? Shout out to her, right? Let me tell you about Lisa Santiago. I can appreciate a person, right? When it comes down to who I spend my time with, as far as who I mentor, coach, whatever the case you want to be, like I invest in people who invest in themselves. And the people who actually just step out and say, you know what? I may not have it all together, but together we can have it all. And I'm willing to try. Everybody put in the console, try. I'm willing to try. So she stepped out. She was willing to try. And guess what? I said, she running, let me run with her. And I just helped her along the way. Lo and behold, a week later, she got an extra $1,000 in her account. I do this all the time. This is simple to me. Why? Because I've been studying money and I practice what I study. It's just that simple. Right? Now she's like a believer now. See, something happens when you get some money in your account. When you get a little bit more money than you had yesterday, when you wake up to more money this morning than you did when you went to bed last night, it turns your fear into faith. And so what happens? You begin to like, wow, this is really real. I mean, I knew it could happen, but man, I didn't know it could happen for me. Right? And then now she off and running, got classes, teaching other people what she just learned in 2 weeks. You see what I'm saying? She just decided she was going to take control. Everybody put on, so take control. Take control of her own household. Not be subject to, oh, okay, well, we're going to furlough you, and maybe you won't have a job when you come back, and, or let you just file for unemployment, and then act like you can't do nothing else. Act like you ain't been blessed by God with skills and abilities and talents. We got to be, in America, we got to be some of the laziest people as it relates to thinking. We work hard, but we don't work smart. No, we don't know. Working smart is not in our DNA. Woo! At any rate, ask ERGJ today. I don't know where all this coming from, but it's Friday. It's Friday, beautiful people. Man, we're going to pay homage to our African-American our ancestors. We definitely want to do this. We got another African-American inventor that changed the world with an invention. This is out of a book by a brother named Mr. Michael Carson. And so today we're going to pay homage to George T. Sampson. George T. Sampson. Let's find out what Mr. Sampson has done for the world. In 1892, everybody put in console 1892. In 1892, George T. Sampson invented the improved clothes dryer. He also invented a sled propeller in 1885, which is the predecessor to the snowmobile. So clothes dryer, the improved clothes dryer, a sled propeller, which we now know as a snowmobile. So in 1892, he invented the ventilator dryer. This device utilized heated air that was drawn from the stove and blown through clothing that was tumbled around in a circle. The hot air evaporated the water in the damp fabrics and accelerated the drying process. Electric clothes dryers did not appear until 1915. The Hamilton Manufacturing Company produced the first fully automatic dryer in 1938. Sampson's innovation paved the way for modern residential and commercial clothes dryer designs. Today, 85% of all homes in the United States are equipped with a clothes dryer. In 1885, Sampson also invented the sled propeller. This machine is the predecessor to the modern-day snowmobile. So we don't have a picture for Mr. George T. Sampson, but his is his contribution to the world. Part of his legacy is what he invented or improved upon. Here today on the Money and Power Show, Mr. George T. Sampson. We put some respect on your name. That's right. We put some respect on your name. See what you got talking about here, man. See here. I'm willing to try. That's right, man. Willing to try. Right. I love both Lisa and Emil, Lisa Puerto. They are great. Absolutely. Take control, man. Take control of their own household, right? Take control, right? Happy Good Friday to you, everyone. Miss Lovey Hobbs in the house. Take control, right? 1892. That's right, man. George T. Sampson, the dryer, right? George T. Sampson. All right. So here's what we're going to do, guys. Again, today, if you got questions about something, ask ERGJ. I'll do what I can to answer your question. We're going to take a look quick here. Rona Rice, do a quick little Rona update. And I found something that's very interesting. Not very interesting, but kind of interesting. But of course, we'll start here with looking at the map, right? So this is from WHO, the World Health Organization. WHO, right? The World Health Organization, and this is again, it's depicting. Look at all of the spread of the virus just in the United States, where it's very just interesting that the United States has the biggest impact, biggest population. But again, we can see if we start seeing here that the virus didn't seem to not go north. Doesn't like north. I don't know what it is about not going north, but I guess maybe no people live there. I'm not quite sure. It didn't go east, which would be Russia. And if it started in China, it didn't go north to Russia. It just went straight west. It went all the way from China through the west, and then over to the United States. So there's something between United States and China. This is just very interesting, right? Very minimal impact in Australia, very minimal impact in South America, very minimal impact in Africa. Okay, just very strange, right? Now most people won't sit here and look at this stuff. They won't talk about this stuff. Like, wait, this is strange for it to be a pandemic, quite possibly an epidemic. But China and America seem to be the worst. Now, here's a question that came up today that I want to ask you guys. Oh, let me get somewhere first. I'm going somewhere with this. I want to come over here and take a look at Corona.health. And I want you guys to see something, because I think this German has done a wonderful job. I got to send him a donation. Somebody remind me. I'm sending him a donation, right? Just for doing the work. So here you have impact per country. Now, United States, right? Infected 468,000 have been confirmed to be infected by the Rona, right? 1,900 new cases today, right? Total 16,000 deaths over time. Only 61 new deaths in the past 24 hours, right? Recovered 25,000 recovered. Look at it, 612 recovered today. So we had basically 10% of the people who had some type of adjustment in the day, right? 61 died, but 612 recovered. They won't report on that. They're going to report on the people that died. They won't report on the people who actually recovered. Here's also what's interesting. Active. So out of that 468 that were infected, we still have 426,000 that are confirmed to be active. And only, listen to this, everybody putting down so only 10,000 of those people are in critical condition. So there's 426,000 people that are actively confirmed dealing with Rona. And of those 426,000 people, there's only 10,000 that are in critical condition. Wow. Go figure. Right? So when we start connecting the dots, everybody putting down so connect the dots. When you begin to connect the dots, you will understand this is why the fear is leaving the land. This is why there's money or greed going back into the economy or the market. Because what you continue to digest, what many of you continue to share on your timeline, all this stuff, it just sickens me to see Black people continue to share the lies that have been told to them since they were born. And then to continue to believe the lies. And they know they've been lied to. It's got to be some of the most sickening things, one of the most sickening things that I can think about, that as a people, we keep sharing our enemies' news. And we keep believing the devil himself, although we know the devil lies and there's no truth in him. For you to go to church and learn this stuff, that there's no truth in them, but you keep believing them. That's got to be crazy. That is absolutely insane. And you keep sharing the enemy's news. You keep sharing. You share more about what the devil puts out than what God puts out. And that has got to be, that is so hypocritical. That is so, that just saddens me as a brother, that my brothers and sisters will continue to share the enemy's word. And you never see them share anything about God's word. You've been lied to your whole life. And you keep believing the lies. What's going on, Don Trail? Thanks so much for joining. It's Friday today. I can go in. It's Friday. Let's keep going. See, we start breaking down the numbers, right? Everybody putting down so numbers don't lie. You start breaking down the numbers. The same numbers that they have, that they manipulate to be able to show you what they want to show you. Now, how many guys, let me go to another thing. In the beginning of this whole thing, they was talking about 2.2 million people should die, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's bullshit. Right? Where do you get those numbers from? You're just making stuff up. You're just trying to promote or propaganda, put fear mongering propaganda into the eyes, into the ears of the people. I knew off the jump. I said, no, that's BS, because the numbers don't show that we're going to be looking at 2.2 million people dead. Nope. Not at all. When you study the numbers. But they know most people ain't going to study the numbers. They know it ain't enough ERGJs out there in the world. They know most people don't read. Even if they put it in their face, most people won't read. Now look at this. Spain, right? Spain got 3,800 infected today. They had 396 deaths over the past 24 hours. They got 3,500 that recovered. They only got 7,300 that are currently in critical condition out of their active 85,000. Italy, none have been affected today, according to this. I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just going to go with the numbers. That he seemed to be doing a good job with numbers. They had no deaths today, if this is accurate. They got no recoveries today, which I don't know. I don't know if Italy, I don't know if he got updated numbers. This just seems a little funny there. Germany, same thing. I don't know. But here, look at this. I want to get down to China. And the enemy has got black people hating the Chinese, which is crazy to me. Right now, when it comes to this. So again, there's something going on between China and the United States. Did this start in China and then they sent the pandemic over the United States, or did it start in the United States and they try to take some stuff out on China? Let me ask you this question. We talk about money. We talk about money. I want you guys to understand this. I just want to answer this question in the comments below. Between the United States and China, who owes who? Who owes who? If you look at this thing called the national debt, let me pull that up for you. Because you see, oh my goodness. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Y'all gonna learn today. Y'all gonna learn today. Now look at this. The United States, the US of A, our current national debt is $24 trillion and counting. The question is, who do we owe? If you're in debt to somebody, something, you owe somebody. Who do you owe? Who does the United States owe? If we're in $24 trillion in debt, who do we owe it to? Who's supposed to be getting paid $24 trillion? See what I'm saying? Now, let's keep going. Who owes who? Right, what's going on, Don Trail? That's one of my brother, man. Glenda Tate. Don Trail, if you want to join the show, let me know, man. I got a link for you, man. I've been waiting for you to come on. It's crazy to hate Chinese people, man. U.S. owes China. U.S. owes China, right? They owe England, too. Well, yeah, that's debatable. See, that's a little thing between China and United States and England, right? But yeah, I mean, they're still partners because England sent the colonizers over here, right? That's what happens. So, you know, is there really some debt to be owed between England and the United States? I don't know. But we know China's been buying up all of United States debt. So then ask yourself this. Is it easier, right? Is it easier to pay your debt off, or is it easier to kill your lender? Or let me say like destroy your lender. Which is easier? Is it going to be easier for me to just pay off my debt, or is it easier for me to destroy or kill my lender? You see what I'm saying? When you start adding in the numbers, you start adding in money, you can see, wait a second. Wait 1 second. This ain't making no sense. What's going on between the United States and China? What's going on with the trade? There used to be a fair trade. What's going on now that they don't even want to let China send stuff over that's going to actually help the people here in the United States? They're blocking stuff at customs. Y'all not know what's really going on. That's why I keep telling y'all we headed to war. I don't know what kind of war, but we headed to war. Some type of war. Let me see if I can get Don Trail on here, man. I'm going to send something to your inbox, brother. See if I can get you in. He said yes. I know last time we had some problems too, man. So hopefully we won't have no problem. My main man, Don Trail. And a link to your Facebook right now. All right. So, who owes who? When you start to think about it, you say, and I always say that we talk about weapons of mass destruction, all this stuff as well. Man, it started to get a little funny. Started to get a little funny when you throw the money in there, right? Started to get a little funny. Let me keep going back. Now look at this with China. China had 41 infected today. They only had 1 death in the past 24 hours. They got 79 that recovered. Look at this. They're only dealing with 1,800 left. 1,800 left. Now here's my other question. If China was able to get, let me look at this recovery rate, 77, their recovery rate is 77,739, 77 divided by their infections, 82,905, a 94% recovery rate. If China has a 94% recovery rate without a vaccination, then why do we need a vaccination? Huh? Who? What? If China was able to have a 94% recovery rate, they're almost done with this thing in 4 months, and they did so without a vaccination, then why does America need a vaccination? That don't make no sense. Why are we not? They got 94% recovery rate. They're almost done with this thing in 4 months. They didn't need no vaccination to do it. Why do we need a vaccination? That make no sense. Who's calling these shots? That make any sense? But yet you and I have, on one hand, we've allowed these people to run our country or run our cities or run our states, one, because we don't vote or we just don't have enough representation or whatever. And some of us don't believe in voting. I get that theory too. But what I am saying is that regardless of all that, we need to start putting ourselves in a position to take control, first, of our own household, and then two, of our community. Because this ain't making no sense. This ain't adding up. I'm saying to myself, I need to know what China doing. I need to follow them as it relates to this virus because they seem to know what the hell they doing. And they didn't need no damn vaccination, and they're not trying to push big farm on their people. Why are we? It made no sense. But people don't want to have these conversations because it's just too much truth. Like, you know what? The truth should set us free, but we don't want to hear the truth. So we'd rather listen to the lies, and we'd rather keep sharing the lies, and we've got to keep spreading the lies. And we say that we're God's people, but we're doing the devil's work. Let me say that again. A lot of people, they say they're God's people, but they're doing the devil's work. And I've learned in my life that actions speak louder than words. What you do tells me who you are, not what you say. Faith without works is dead. You're dead to me. You talk a whole lot, but now every time I look at the timeline, it's more of the enemy's work. No faith, all fear. What? And it's a time like this that has really exposed all these fake brothers and sisters, all these fake preachers, all these fake hotep hustlers, all these fake people that's been trying to lead you nowhere. They've been leading you to the slaughter, and you are not prepared because you've been following leaders who are not leaders at all. The only thing that they're leading you to is to get more your money out of your pocket into their wallet. Are you not entertained? That's what it says on the Gladiator. Are you not entertained? Now, as a people, we continue to make entertainment more valuable than education. We continue to make sure that the quarterback gets paid, that the basketball player gets paid, that the football player gets paid, that the baseball player gets paid, that all of our entertainers who can't save us get paid, but we got healthcare workers over here that's on the front line dying on our behalf, and they got chump change. They got crumbs. I might be the only one. I don't know. It pisses me off. I mean, it pisses me off. At any rate, let's keep going. So let's take a look at the stock market. We're going to connect the dots. Everybody put on going to connect the dots. So then we see, okay, we see 10,000. This is a magic number. It's only 10,000 in critical. Now we can take that same 10,000, right? 10. These are just numbers. This is just straight numbers, guys. 10011. Now, I'm not saying that these numbers are accurate, but we're going to go with them. 426-270. So we only have 2% of those that are actively dealing with corona. Only 2% of them are in critical condition. 2%. That's pretty good odds. Now, we don't know about that 10,000, how many of them are elderly, how many got pre-existing conditions, how many may get through. But it's only 2%. It's not 25%. It's not 200. And you know what I'm saying? It's only, and I'm not minimizing those that are really affected and dealing with this thing. I'm just simply saying, as you look at it from a whole country of the United States, and you look and say, man, only 426,000 people. And I'm saying only because we got to realize we got to realize that we got 325 million people in this country. So when I say only, I'm not minimizing those 468, 895 divided by 325 million, right? That's only a 0.1% infection rate. So we got a 0.1% infection rate. We have a 2% critical rate. These are low numbers. So when I first heard 2 million people gonna die, I was like, that's BS. That doesn't add up. This is just simple math, this is just simple math. All right? Connect the dots. All right. So let's look at the stock market. Because this is where the rubber meets the road. The rubber meets the road is where the money is. Everybody putting down, so follow the money. We just connected something going on between the United States and China. We understand the United States owes China. I don't know how much, but we owe China. We can understand that it could have started in China, it could have started in the United States, it could have started in the United States, went to China, and China sent that shit right on back. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But it's just very telling that these two countries seem to be, and then Italy, Spain, and France, they just happen to be in the way. You guys see that? They just happen to, that's what would be considered casualties of war. If Africa was where Spain and France is as it relates to let's call it the trade, let me pull it up. If Africa was further north, then we would have more Africa dealing with this stuff. But there was something from going from China straight left all the way to the United States, or back and forth while something's going on. And then all these other countries that happen to be in the line of fire, they're considered casualties of war. So I would call it biological warfare right now. I think that's a good term. There's a biological warfare. And who's winning that war, by the way? China is winning that war. There's a biological war going on right now, and the United States is not winning. Which, if you weren't winning a war, then you will probably be pissed off, upset, trying to figure out what you can do. Let's keep going. So we'll take a look at Wall Street, right? This is where it all comes into play. Now, I'm gonna come back here to the headlines. I want to go right to the market, right? As soon as I can find it. All right. So the market was up yesterday, 1%. Now, if you've been following me for long enough, I've been telling you guys over the past 2-3 weeks, it's time to go in. It's time to go ahead and buy low, right? That's what I've been doing. My goal is $10,000 account by the end of this year. I hope I can get there by my birthday, which will be in September, because I want to show you. I got to prove to you. It's unfortunate that people simply don't have faith or belief. They have to see it to believe it, and that's okay. I'm going to show you. And then what'll happen is by the time we get there, that's when people are going to start believing, when they actually could have been going right along the road with me. They could have got there at the same time, but they simply don't believe. And that's okay. We understand. That's why the Lord says, Lord, help their unbelief. So I say that to you as well. God, help their unbelief. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Okay? As I've been telling you what's going to happen. What's coming up next? What's coming up next is going to be the crash of the real estate market. That's what's coming next. Why? Well, the signs are on the wall. People unemployed, not going to have jobs when they open back up because certain jobs ain't coming back. Then they're going to have to, people not smart enough to think of how they can get creative and create their own job. So then they're going to be filing for jobs, can't find it, depending on the government who don't have the money. And then next thing you know, they're going to be losing their house, all this stuff. This is what's about to happen. But it's all coordinated. Why? Because the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. The goal is to keep you poor, dependent on them for your entire life. The goal is to make sure you remain a slave for your entire life. That's the goal. That is the goal. That doesn't mean that you have to participate in that. You can free yourself at any point in time, but in order for you to free yourself, everybody putting on so free myself. In order for you to free yourself, it begins first with you freeing your mind. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Here's the good news. Because it might sound doom and gloom, it's not. Here's the good news. You can do it. That's all I got to say. You can do it. But it's not really a matter of what you can and cannot do. You have the ability to do it. You have the ability to free yourself. It is a personal decision that requires discipline, focus, and consistency. But you can free yourself. Let's keep going. So, right? So look at this. Teladoc soars as a bet for virtual health. So if you guys, I may not remember, but Walmart started bringing, before this happened, Walmart decided they was going to get to the healthcare industry. Why is that? Isn't that interesting? That as soon as Walmart, back in like January, February, side, we're going to add healthcare. We're going to add a Walmart Health. Now, Walmart is a part of this whole problem. And y'all don't really understand this, but as you continue to shop at Walmart, you continue to give them your money, they are actually, I hate to tell you this, they are part of the plan because they pretty much have an influence all across the land. So Walmart's getting to the healthcare industry. And then lo and behold, boom, here comes the virus. Boom, when we come through the virus, where are some of the places that the poor people are going to be going? They're going to be going to Walmart to get their health care stuff because they may not have insurance and things like that. This is no joke, people, when you begin to connect the dots. So Teladoc is doing virtual health, which is going to be the new norm. Everybody putting down on new normal. It's going to be the new normal, whatever that is, in the healthcare industry. Everybody watching right now, you represent the healthcare industry, right? You represent the healthcare industry. This is going to be the new normal. The new normal. Now, the virtual side of stuff is stuff that we've been talking about for years. It's coming, but many people just simply would not adapt. They would not be prepared. They would not prepare. Our elders have a fear of technology, and therefore, a lot of businesses are going to be out of business because they did not evolve. The writing has been on the wall for how long? They've been telling us go online for how long? So you figure out what you can do to sell to people all over the world from your bedroom or your warehouse or whatever for a long time. But unfortunately, many black businesses particularly would not listen. And because they chose not to listen, I have no sympathy when they go out of business. Because you either evolve in business or you become extinct. Period. Let's keep going. I ain't done yet. Now notice this. All right, let's notice this. Look at this. Gap, Kohl's, Nordstrom. Why is money coming back into retail? That makes no sense. Why is money coming back into retail when nobody's going to these? Nobody's going to Gap right now. Nobody's shopping at Kohl's right now. Nobody's going to Nordstrom's right now. So why is money going there? Newmont Mining is a gold company. Kinko Realty. Why is money going back into retail? trade. It makes no sense. Ain't nobody shopping there right now. Big money knows something that we don't know. Matter of fact, they get information that we are not privy to, that we're on a need-to-know basis. You know when we get that information? When it's 3 months too late. But you don't need the information if you learn how to follow money. Because you can look here and say, okay, something going on here. Why in the heck is money going to Gap, Kohl's, and Nordstrom, and they closed? And ain't nobody shopping there right now. That don't make any sense. Keep going. So no real big Halliburton, no real big downers as well, nothing in double digits. Oil is down again. Gold is still rising. Look at this. Gold is up. Silver is up 5%. Right? A lot of money going into these precious metals. But look at this down here, guys. Remember yesterday? If you were here yesterday we was at 20. We was at 31. Now we're at 43. As far as the emotion that's driving the market, people getting big money is getting greedier and greedier, putting more money back into the market, more money back into Wall Street. While the media is getting the people who are financially illiterate, the people who are poor, the people who are depending on these jobs, they're feeding you one thing. But behind your eyes, behind your back, they're doing a totally different thing. It's all about the money. Now, unfortunately, here's what really happened. Whatever happened between China and the United States, that part I cannot conjecture on. I just simply don't. I'm still trying to figure it out. But what I do know is that we had CEOs, right? We had CEOs that were selling stock before the virus actually became rampant. So they were saving or protecting their wealth. Everybody putting down, so protect your wealth. The virus came over, fear hit the land, huge sell-off, right? But biggest impact to the people who simply did not know. So that meant that your retirement funds, the stuff that you've been building up over the past 20, 30, 40 years, however long it's been, got cut by 25% or more. Which means that in order for you to make that back up, you got to start making a 50% increase from the time that it stopped. Very difficult to do in a short amount of time if you don't know what you're doing. So just think about it for a second. They selling to protect their wealth. You and I don't have the information. We're losing 25% of our retirement. Think about whoever it is that's connected to you, that's 60 years old, 55 years old. They're looking forward to retirement with the money, with the Social Security, and they just lost 25% of their wealth. This is what just happened. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and their money just got stolen. While they were looking at a virus that they said, oh, it's going to kill 2.2 million people, but the reality is it won't. So then, while our eyes are fixed on this virus, on Rona, they come back in, buy low, start putting money back into the market to double, triple, quadruple their wealth while the poor stay poor. It's called highway robbery. It's robbery. Our government and the big corporations, not the corporations themselves, but the people who run these corporations, simply stole the wealth of the American people who, to them, are American slaves. Why? Because the book tells us, the playbook tells us, that the borrower is slave to the lender. And all the people who simply don't know about money, guess what they're pushing? All of your friends, all the people who are trying to get you to join this and join that, guess what they're pushing? They're pushing fix your credit. They're pushing go further into debt. You know what I'm saying? And they still pushing this. You know what I did? I decided I was going to stop listening to Poor Dad. I decided I was going to stop listening to people who knew absolutely nothing about money. And the only thing they were looking for was a sale. The only thing they was looking for was trying to build their team. But they could not talk to me about the things that they were trying to push. That's wisdom. Stop listening to people who don't know what they're talking about. That doesn't mean that you don't know what you're talking about in a particular area. Like you're an expert in some area. In the comments below, I'd like for you to share some area that you know what you're talking about. See, when it comes to something like baking, I don't know what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna be talking about baking. I'm not gonna show you how to bake no cake. That ain't what I do. So I ain't gonna be talking about it. But what I do know, and what I'm learning more about, is money. But what about you? What do you know? What have you learned? What can you teach? It may not be money. That's what I'm here for, to teach you what you don't know about money. But you got something special. You know something that I don't. And I should be paying you for to learn if I want to learn it. What's that thing for you? I'd like if you put that in the comments below. What's that thing for you? Now, Anthony Sims, if he's still here, right? He's an educator as it relates to insurance, to teach you everything you need to know about insurance products. He's my favorite insurance guy because he's one of the only guys that I know in that field that actually teaches the people. Anthony, we got to bring you back on, man. Let me know what day it'd be good for you to come on, man. I just love your heart, man, that you just really want to educate and teach people. You're not the insurance guy that's just trying to sell a policy. You really are trying to educate people on their options and let them make an educated decision. That's why I appreciate the things that you do in your field. You are a true professional when it comes to the insurance industry. Now, you may not be the certified financial educator. You may not know all the other stuff of money, but you know that product pretty well. Anybody else? What is it that you do? You know, right? That you can teach so that we can fix the illiteracy problem. We can fix the lack of knowledge. It's all in us if we just work together. I can't teach everything. I don't have time to teach everything. What's that thing? What's going on, Mr.? Thanks so much, man, Mr. Sharif. I appreciate it, brother. What's that thing? I'm waiting on you guys. This Friday, financial Friday. Come on now. Well, hey Joel, I got a YouTube channel now. I'm working on YouTube now, so I'm on YouTube and Facebook now. What's that thing for you? I've been studying money. I've been teaching these principles for over a decade. And it's okay if that's not your thing, but what is your thing? It's important that you identify what your thing is. Your wealth, a part of your wealth, a stream of income for you is in your thing. What's that thing for you? Let me tell you something. Big money is in your thing. But the problem is most people are so blind to what's already in them. They're always looking outside trying to figure out what they can do when you've been blessed with it. And you overlook your own blessings to chase something, what I call chasing the birds instead of staying in your field. You go chasing the wind. You go chasing the birds. And here's what it sounds like. Here's what it sounds like. Oh, man, I heard they're making a whole bunch of money over there doing that. Man, I should go do that. That's called chasing the birds. Man, you know what I say when people say that? Go right ahead. I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing because this is what I do. I don't go chase birds. It's not that it's not effective. It's not that it doesn't work for them. It's just not my lane. It's not my field. I stay in my field. I let other people go chase the birds because that's what they want to do. This is why you find yourself in a situation where you started this thing, then you stop it. You go chase something else, another bird, you stop it. You go chase another bird, then you stop it. All 10 years, 20 years go by, you've been chasing, when the reality, the truth is, it's already in you. The truth is, God is giving you the power to create wealth. That means it's already in you. So then the question is, as the prophet came and he had a conversation with a broke, busted, disgusted lady. You know what he said to her? He said, "What's in your house?" That's the same thing I'm asking you right now. What's your thing? I'm simply asking you the same question the prophet asked the lady who was broke, busted, disgusted, who was knee deep in debt, who had to try to figure out a way to get her children out of slavery. He said, "What's in your house?" And then she thought about it for a second. She said, "Well, I don't, this is what she said, and I'm paraphrasing. I don't have much, but here's what I do have." That's pretty much what she said. She said, "I ain't got much. I don't have a whole lot. I'm not sitting up here filthy rich. I ain't got a whole lot. But what I do have is some oil." That's about all I got. And he said, "Well, oil is all you need." That's what he said to the lady in his own little way. He said, "Oil is all you need." What the biggest lesson was, I just needed you to identify what you did have. And then I can work with you and teach you how to take what you do have and build wealth for yourself. I'm not concerned about what you don't have, but what I am concerned about is you recognizing, you identifying what God has blessed you with that you do have. What do you have? The beauty field. Be more specific. Legal services, the law. Man, how many guys? Come on now. Politics. Jeezy, at some point in time, we gotta bring you on here because this is money and power, and you in the field that deals with the power side, the law, the legal services. So I definitely love to have you on and talk to us. Listen, that ain't my thing. I know I'm supposed to call this Money and Power Show. I know I'm supposed to connect with people in the political power area, law, stuff like that. I'm still waiting to find them, to locate them, to identify them, to see them. And you're here. So at some point in time, Miss Gigi King, you got to be on the Money and Power Show to talk to us about this area. That ain't me. I just know I'm supposed to create the platform. Anybody else? Right? What's your thing? It's so difficult, it seems, to just take a moment to think about, I don't have a lot, but here's what I do have. Cosmetics and applications. Okay. So you're in the beauty and health, and you're in the beauty industry. You specialize in cosmetics and applications. I'm pretty sure women know what the heck that is. I know what cosmetics is, but you say application, you're applying stuff to your face, I guess. Okay. Herbs and oils. So you can teach people about how to properly use makeup. It seems like you can properly, don't overdo it. I know a lot of people be overdoing it, they be looking like clowns. I'm like, Lord. Okay. Herbs and oils. Well, we know that, Miss Vivian. We know what you know. But for some reason, you won't get out here and teach it. It's been years. Years. At this point in time, I should be seeing a post about some herb or some oil. Even if you don't got to go, you ain't necessarily got to go live, but shit, just put a little picture out there and say, here's sea moss. And here's what sea moss can help you with. Here is rutabaga. Here's what rutabaga can help you with. Here is this other stuff that I ain't never heard of. At some point in time, you got to use what you got. And if you're not the person that's going to get in front of the camera like I am, that's fine. But for me to go down your whole timeline and for you to specialize in herbs and oils and for me to never see nothing about herbs and oils on your timeline, you are wasting your gift. You understand what I'm saying? You're using your time unwisely. You got time to play the game and post the stuff about what you might do. You know what I'm saying? You got time to do that. But you ain't got 2 minutes to just to educate your people about this herb that they might not have heard about or they don't understand. You ain't got 2 seconds to post about lavender and the things that it can do for you if you just simply use it or learn how to apply it properly. Some stuff you don't need to eat. Some stuff you need to put in your body or topical. I don't know. But you got all this experience, talent, knowledge, skills, but yet you use your time to promote other stuff. There's nothing wrong with promoting other stuff. But can we get a little bit of the herbs and oils in too? Can we get a little bit of that? Can I look on your timeline every day and say, okay, now, okay, I just learned about chamomile today. Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe I need to go get me some chamomile. Hey, Vivian, I see you posted something about chamomile. I see all these different things. I need to sleep better and I need to calm my nerves. Is this good? I see you post something about something on sea moss. I keep hearing about sea moss. I keep hearing about, what is it called? What's that? Elderberry? Like, I don't know what elderberry is. I didn't learn that in school. Right? She write poetry to glorify God. See, Dorothy Gregg, she put out a little poem this morning. We read that thing live. Now, of course, she just put it on a little timeline. That's great. But eventually, we want to get that thing off your timeline and into some format, right? And it's called a poetry book of some sort. You might start reading it out yourself, or you might have somebody read it for you. You become a ghostwriter. Let somebody else read the poetry if you don't want to read it. See what I'm saying? Simple stuff. This is how you use the power that you've been given to create wealth. I can do this all day long. I may not have a lot, but here's what I do got. Here's what I have. Right? Right? All right. Now, real quick, before we get up out of here. So a lot of money is coming back into the market, right? But see, me, and for those that follow me, I've been helping people get in before the money come in. Because everybody else talking about the market going down, market's crashing, blah, 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 not knowing what the hell they talking about. And I'm like, market ain't crashing. We didn't have no business issues. We just had some virus that came in. It ain't no business problems. The businesses are still good. So I've been getting people in on the low side. And that's where you want to be. You want to be in the money before the money comes in. Because when the money comes in, that's going to make your money look great. Does that make sense? Right? So as far as some highlights, man, look at this. I thought this was interesting. Trash collectors, right? Obviously, trash men the trash is still being picked up. They're still in business. We can expect an increase for waste management companies, things like that. I don't be reading all this stuff. Okay, the trash is pretty big. I go out there every Thursday and they do something. Look at this. As I said, new listings for homes are down 27% from a year ago. Why? Because you ain't going to find no buyers right now. So, of course, you're not going to be listing your home for sale because ain't too many people buying. As I said to you guys, what's coming next is the crash or the recession of the real estate market. That's what's coming next. Okay? That is what's coming next. Then they started talking about a buyback. Somebody had an opinion about a buyback program from Mass. I thought that was pretty interesting. Look, McClatchy, whatever that is, furloughs. Furloughs mean that they lay people off without paying them, but they don't lose their job. And they hope they can come back and have a job. Look at this. The pandemic is playing to almost everyone of Amazon's strengths. The pandemic is actually helping Amazon to become even bigger. They actually the CEO represents the richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos. Go figure. Instacart shoppers. Instacart is a big thing right now. Right? Look at this. The Fed just unleashed another $2.3 trillion to support the economy. Think about this for us. I'm just saying. Help me understand this. I wasn't showing the screen. Help me understand this. We got 2.3 trillion for the economy, but we ain't got 2.3 trillion to stop the spread. We ain't got no trillions for healthcare. We ain't got no trillions for masks and gloves. We ain't got no trillions for that. But we got trillions to support the economy. In other words, to help the rich get richer. The Federal Reserve is continuing their extraordinary efforts to prop up the economy. Look at that, prop up. It's a Band-Aid in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. Central Bank announced new 2.3. This is after a 1.1 trillion like a week ago. So that's That's 3.4 trillion that they've pushed into the economy or into Wall Street. That's helping the people that know, the rich, get richer, while the people who don't know and are not participating in the game to stay poor. And the poorer that you are, the less insurance you typically have, the less you're able to actually protect yourself because you can't afford certain things. The more dependent you are on Medicaid, Medicare, the government to do for you what you should be able to do for yourself. Now, come on now. More support for small businesses, consumers, and for the first time in states, cities, and municipalities. This is the economy. I'm telling you, to me, it's a slap in the face. I play the game, but it's a slap in the face. All these people dying, all these people got a virus or whatever, supposedly all this stuff, but yet we don't see, okay, they just did this, but yet they're stopping stuff from coming from China. They're not letting masks come in. They're not letting medical supplies come in because they want, you know why? Let me tell you why. They just did a multi-million-dollar deal with 3M. 3M is the American company that actually makes a lot of the masks and stuff, although they get it made over in China. So if you invest money into 3M, then of course you're going to stop stuff from coming that imported in because you want to make America great again, and you need to get your money back. So as 3M sells all of these masks, ventilators, or whatever else they make, they're actually able to pay back the American government who invested, who sponsored the program to go get the mask, and also kept the mask from coming in from out of country. You see what I'm saying? It all comes back to the money. So they're doing stuff that can still help them get richer while putting the lives of the American people at risk. While they or our fantastic president says, I ain't gonna wear no mask. Why the heck would you not wear a mask? Tell everybody else they can choose to wear a mask. Why would you choose not to wear a mask? You know why? Because he already got the vaccine or already got the medicine. He know it ain't coming near him. That's why. That's why he can sit up there and be on stage with 20 different people and tell you not to gather around 10. That's why. They know more than you and I know because they pay for the information and they get it first. And then they make decisions to protect their wealth, build their wealth, all that stuff, while their casualties of the war, the casualties of the biological war, are the common people. Okay? Civil construction. What's that, Mr. Henry? What's that? What's civil construction? Right? That's the part of it all out. Use your talent, which gives you the power to create wealth. That's right, man. In the comments below, man, I'd like for you to share something that you learned today. Okay? I don't do this just to do this, and I know sometimes I might sound like I'm rambling, but I hope I'm making sense to some people. Right? What do I know, though? I'm just a young country buck, young black brother from Decatur, Georgia. You know what I mean? What do I know? Why listen to me? You know? You don't have to. But think for yourself, at least. It's saddening to hear people just roll off stats they read from some CDC, the same government that keep lying to you, but you believe their government entities. That makes no sense. Think for yourself. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Warren Buffett says this, man. He says that the price is what you pay, value is what you get. What you think about the price you pay to be here, guys? It's free financial education. Me just pouring into my people. Hopefully a few will actually listen. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. What you think about the value that you got out of the day? And simply answer this question in the comments below. Was this worth your time and why? Was this worth your time and why? We can continue to talk about who's not doing something for us, but the reality is we can be doing it for ourselves. And that's why I created this show. That's why I created this show. Now, Warren Buffett, here's the quote for today. I didn't get to this early. Most people get interested in stocks when everyone else is. The time to get interested in them is when no one else is. You know when no one else was interested in stocks? When they thought the whole world was falling. When they thought the sky was falling. You know when I was interested in the stocks? When everybody else thought that the sky was falling. Okay? You can't buy what is popular and do well. You can't buy what is popular and do well. You can't buy what is popular and do well. This comes from the 4th richest man in the world. You can't buy what's popular and do well. In other words, you got to find stuff that's unpopular that is still great in value in order for you to do well. I help manage road construction. Okay, that's what's up, Sedley. That's what's up, man. We're gonna need you to help us build Wall Street, Black Wall Street again. Right? Free 99. All right. All right, my beautiful people, man. I got to get up, get out, and go get something. All right. Got to get up, get out, and go get something. They got orders to make. We'll be back at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the Game of Wealth. I'll have a real estate professional on. We'll be talking about stocks and real estate. I understand that many black people, black folk are privy to real estate. That's something that they can taste, touch, and see. And they're super excited about real estate. I'm telling you, wealth is built through stocks and real estate. And as I just mentioned to you, what's coming down the pipe, right? We could be building our wealth now in stocks, wait on the crash to come down because it's coming, take some of our profits from the stocks, and then go buy the real estate when it's low. Strategy, simple stuff. A plan of attack is what you need. Man, Joe said, man, I left Atlanta, came to Houston and started an HVAC school. That's what I'm talking about, man. HVAC school. That's what's up. Teaching brothers and sisters how to get in that heat and air. That's right. What can I teach that I already know to make me rich? Absolutely. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. No doubt, brother. Learn a lot here as well. Absolutely. Well, beautiful people, I want to say thanks so much for tuning in today. Hopefully you hit the like button and share button. You care enough. Now, I am my brother's sister. I am my brother's keeper. I am my sister's keeper. Hopefully you are too. Hopefully you tag someone and say, you know what? This is something that you might not know. You might want to tune in. They can choose whether they're going to tune in or not. And most of us simply choose not to. Those are the choices that we have. We got free will. We can choose to, or we can choose not to. Here's what I learned. And most people choose to complain instead of choosing to change. Most people choose to complain rather than choosing to change. And that's a decision that you can make any point in time. We do have the Black Billionaires Club that you can choose to join at any particular time. Yes, we do this for free, but we do a whole lot in our club, and that's going to be strictly for people who want to build wealth. We follow billionaires, black billionaires. We learn what they do, and we implement it in our lives. That you can find at www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. It's only $20 a month to join. Why? Because I want to make sure that brothers and sisters had no excuse other than they simply did not want to. Right? No excuse not to join other than I just don't want to. And that's your choice. But if you want to, you want to walk away from the crowd of broke, busted, and disgusted. You want to walk away from the complainers who won't take action, won't take charge, and just get slapped in the face and sit in unemployment lines. You want to walk away from those people and become leaders of your community. Well, you're going to need to do that with other leaders. They say that if you're the smartest person in the room, it's time to find a new room. And some of you guys have been the smartest person in the room for way too long. Well, join the Black Billionaires Club. Find a new room. You can do that today. www.theblackbillionairesclub.com. Join today. Make a financial decision that'll change your life forever. Well, beautiful people, I want you guys to remember this, man, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We'll see you all there at the next episode of the new Black Wall Street. The new Black Wall Street.